Hey there.
Oh,
Good and glorious day, everyone. Welcome to CNTV Action Monday. I am ridiculously excited to be here because we will be covering an initiative that is being started in Bangladesh. And I sincerely hope I'm pronouncing these names correctly. Maria Helena and Mafisul Islam will be presenting today. So yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. And if Marcus, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Welcome everybody. It's the No Labels, No Walls Action Monday, and my name is Markus Vähälä from Finland. I'm very glad to present today Mafisul Islam and Maria Helena Nuutinen from Finland and Bangladesh as we go to Giriphul-project. That's very interesting, and it's very nice to be part of the growing movement of citizen fests and the Festival of Debate. And Festival of Debate is a very nice festival, and we have James Locke here today from Festival of Debate. How are you doing?
Really well, Marcus. It's great to be here, everyone. Thanks for having us, and thanks for being part of the festival this year. So the festival is coordinated by a social enterprise called Opus Independence, and the aim of the festival is to bring people together to share new ideas that help shape our understanding of the world, and this event is absolutely part of that. So it's a real great pleasure to be here. As Marcus said, we're part of the growing Citizen Fest partnership of movement of different citizen festivals around the world, and that's in partnership with the Citizen Network as well. This year's program is digital first, so it's a pay what you feel program. So if you're interested in supporting the events of the festival, you're welcome to go to the website festivalofdebate.com, see all the other wonderful things that we have going on, and of course donate if you're interested and able to. You can find us at Fest of Debate on Twitter and use the hashtag FofD. Thank you again ever so much. It's great to be here. What a wonderful, wonderful thing. Thanks.
Thank you, James. And there's very many interesting events happening on the Festival of Debate. So watch the chat link, festivalofdebate.com, and join in the festival. And back to you, Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Marcus. And we will now begin with introductions. Kevin, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Good. Hello there, all. My name is Kevin from Connecticut. I am with Musical Intervention and No Labels, No Walls. So just being the eye in the sky, and hope to see you all in the chat, and looking forward to today's meeting.
So lovely to see you here today, Kevin. Thank you so much. James Locke, I know that you already sort of introduced yourself, but would you like to do it one more time just for goodwill and charity?
Of course, yeah. So I'm James Locke. I work at a social enterprise called Opus, and we put on the Festival of Debate, which happens every year between May and June. And I've put the link to the program in the chat. It's festivalofdebate.com, and it's part of the growing Citizen Fest movement, which me and Marcus and others are working away at. And it's just fantastic to be here today and share in this time with you. So yeah, thank you. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. I'm also very much looking forward to it. I'm very grateful to have you here. Thank you so much. Layla, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, your beautiful, shiny self? You're muted, sweetheart. Layla, you're muted, sweetie.
Calling from Dover in southeast Kent in UK.
So grateful to have you here, Layla. Thank you so much. Mark, how about you? Would you like to introduce your shiny self today?
Hello, my name's Mark. I'm streaming from Scotland. It's not an exchange in Glasgow today. No, rubbish.
You're lucky. I've got lovely weather here.
Thank you very much, Mark. Delphin, how about your shiny self? Would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please? Delphin, can you hear me? Would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Are you hearing me? Yeah, okay. Also live from Dar es Salaam.
So
Yeah.
very grateful to have you, Delphin. Thank you so much. Keith,
Thank
would you
you.
like to? Oh, I'm sorry. Were you finished, Delphin? I'm going to call it good. Keith, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please, sir?
Hi there, everyone. I'm Keith from In Control Scotland. I'm in the same place as Mark, and the rain is battering down on the skylights here. This week is Scottish Learning Disability Week, which basically means it's a week where people celebrate the achievements of people with a learning disability in lots of different ways. So Michael, who comes here very often, is actually doing a talk tomorrow afternoon about the importance of relationships, and that's on Citizen Network TV. And on Wednesday, me and Alistair are hosting a conversation with lots of different people, Alistair's, about relationships and why they matter to everybody. And then on the weekend, if anybody's interested, we are running a music session with some mixture of live and recorded music this week, and also 5 different DJs on Saturday night. If anybody wants to come along, that's part of Scottish Learning Disability Week. Get in touch, or I'll try and put a link in. It's on Zoom, so anyone can join.
Keith? Sorry.
Fantastic. Thank you so
Keith,
much, Keith. So grateful to have you here. Naomi, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Hello, I'm Naomi calling from Medway, UK.
Lovely to have you. I'm so grateful to see your shiny face. Tu, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Tui, and so I'm so all excited to be here today. And so I have been involved with No Label, No Wall by the end of this year, and I just created my own program recently called Feed for Breakfast, and I'm so happy to see everybody. Thank you.
So grateful to have you too. Thank you so much. Cassia, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Hi, I'm Kasia from Poland. So I was absent for a long time, but I have a lot of work because I don't know if you remember, some of you remember this mural and this donation about mural. So we made it, it's with success, and just today we will have it, this mural for people that suffer from mental health disorders. So I would like to say thank you, because you were a support for this project, and I'm so happy to. I just like in a few moments I will have to go, because right now we have this painting making here in Ruzino. So you are all welcome in Ruzino to see this. I will send you some photos. So I'm so happy, and thank you for your support.
Thank you so much, Cassia. What a wonderful energy you have. Thank you so much. Jack Pierpont, the gentleman who nominated me for this position I hold today. Would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please, sir?
Good morning from Toronto and Inclusion Press. My name's Jack Pierpont, and I'm a newbie in the network, but looking forward to learning lots.
Thank you so much, Jack. And we have the father-son comedy duo, Jonathan. Would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Yes, I am Fionn, and this is my dad.
And I'm Jonathan.
Yes, we are Fionnaton, and we live in Galway, Ireland.
Yes, and earlier today we were meeting with a group of conservationists.
Yes.
And we were saying, where's the disability representation in the conservation movement? And we've got their ear, and it seems like we're going to continue to have some conversations about that. It's an important intersectionality. We're hoping to learn more and to share our perspective.
Yes.
We're happy to be here. Lovely to see you all.
Always lovely to see you. So grateful that you're here. Thank you for coming. Alistair, I missed your squishy face last week. Would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Hi there, Cynthia. Good to see you all. I'm from Alistair from sunny Aberdeen, 15 degrees. It's sweltering here. Sorry, Keith and Mark. So Keith's already given us all the good news. And I'm interested in Fiona and Jonathan's thing as well, because I'm part of the Scottish Wildlife Trust, and they're asked for input into their vision in the future. And I noticed they had nothing about inclusion and accessibility in outdoor space. So I might catch up with you later. So it's always good to come to these things, not just for the topic, but for also the other connections. Thank you.
Always so grateful to see your face, especially that accent. As an American, gotta tell you, I love it. Thank you so much. Linda, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Hi, folks. I'm calling in from Toronto, and Jack and I work together on Inclusion Press. Nice to be here.
So grateful to have you here, and it's good to know that people like you are doing the good work in the world. So thank you very much. MTR groups, I'm just saying that because your name isn't there, so I'm not sure if you want me to use your name or not. So if you could please introduce yourself to the group.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm having some Zoom and internet issues, but my name is Neasley, and here we go. I am in California, Southern California to be exact, Los Angeles area, and I am happy to be here. I'm looking forward to learning more. Every time I come through, I'm learning something new. So it's good to be here. I'm going to log out and log back in again. This is my professional account, so I need to get off that and get back on my personal account.
Well, we're grateful to have your shiny self here, no matter what account you use. So thank you so much for coming. Mara Aaron, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm in Northeast US, and I'm just kind of listening. I have known some autistic spectrum people, and I'm just listening and learning today.
So grateful to have you here. Thank you for coming. Maria Helena, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Yeah, hello all. I'm Maria Helena from Finland, and I will tell more about myself after each and everyone has introduced themselves. Nice to meet with you all. I'm first time here and hope to learn something new.
So grateful to have you here, and I look forward to hearing more from you today. Masaful Islam, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, please do be encouraged to correct me. Would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please? He may have stepped away for a moment. Mafihul Islam?
He left a chat, said he's from Bangladesh. It's the chat last.
Okay. Okay. Yes, he says, hello, everybody. Very good evening. Greetings from Bangladesh. This is Mafihul Islam, and I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly, so my apologies in advance. Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please?
Okay, hi everybody. I'm from Finland, and I'm a speech therapist, and I'm working with autistic children and also with other disabilities. So this subject interested me. So this is my first Action Monday. I hope I learn something new.
So very grateful to have you. Thank you very much. My name is Cynthia Leonard. I'm with agora-ilp.org, and I also work in conjunction with Radio Hydrogen, and I am also working on an initiative to bring water to Ghana. And I will happily turn it over to our illustrious host, Marcus. Would you like to introduce yourself to the group, please, sir?
Thank you, Cynthia. My name is Markus. I'm the development manager of Kukunori umbrella organization of 43 Finnish NGOs working with disabilities, mental health and minorities, and culture. And that's something that brings us together. I'm also part of the Giriphul-project that we are learning about today. So I'm very excited to be here with this topic. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you very much. And are we ready to present now, or? Maria, would you like to take it away then, please, ma'am?
Yeah, so I will tell something about myself and why I am personally involved in this project and generally in development cooperation project and in the field of disability. So, like I told you, my name is Marja-Helena and I'm from Finland, and I'm the project manager of the Giriphul-project on the behalf of Live Vocational College here in Finland. And Live operates 10 learning units in the province of southern Finland. And at Live Vocational College, according to their philosophy, each student can learn and work according to their own skills, capabilities. And personally, I call myself a real-life autism expert and an enabler of the spectrum of life. Neurological disorders, they run in my family. We have Tourette's, ADHD, autism, Asperger syndrome, and personally, I have been diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome and ADHD myself. And for me, it took many years to sort of come out and to be who I really am. Having Tourette's is part of my personality, and I see it as my strength. I have a son with autism, and he always likes to say that, firstly, I'm a human being, and secondly, I have autism. Personally, I don't believe in there being one defined concept of normality. We are all special in our own way, and what we are makes us perfect and unique. We should focus on our strengths instead of our weaknesses. That's my personal philosophy and belief. And for years, I have been designed, initiated, and implemented disability inclusion and global education projects in Finland and also internationally in Bangladesh. Seeing people happy while they work together makes me also happy. And I believe that social change and justice, they come from grassroots projects like, for example, Giriphul, what we are doing now together with our Bangladeshi and Finnish partners. My favorite words, they are inclusion and happiness, which I already told you. And I believe that they are the key to change, also happiness. Mr. Mofichul here, who is soon going to tell more about himself, he has been my colleague from 2004. So we have really known each other for many, many years and done lots of things together and learned so much from each other's. I've learned so much from my years in Bangladesh through people with disabilities, and our new project takes place in Rangamati Hill District in Bangladesh. I put some pictures to the chat if you want to look meanwhile we are talking here, so you get some kind of idea like what kind of surroundings I'm talking about. And since the beginning of our cooperation in Bangladesh, I have been curious about the situation of the indigenous people and their unique and sadly vanishing culture and lifestyle. And the name of our project, Giriphul, it means, it translates to a special and rare flower in the hill. It's an inspiring name that makes me want to see the flowers blooming there, while the human rights of the indigenous people with disabilities are improved. The indigenous people in Bangladesh, they have suffered and struggled for years under the oppression of the mainstream Bengali culture. They are strong and powerful people, with a special culture, and I want these people to have their own voice and their history to be heard and noticed. And at the same time, I want their uniqueness and sensitivity to be protected. Yeah, Mofis, you can continue to telling about yourself and a little bit more about the SWAC. And
hello everybody. Greetings from Bangladesh. It is my pleasure to meet all of you from here. I'm Mofizul Islam, the Deputy Director of Society for the Welfare of Autistic Children, SWAC, and also responsible for the Giriphul-project at the Rangamat Hill District. SWAC is a non-government, non-political, charitable organization. We have been working for over 20 years for the development and rehabilitation of the individuals with autism. SWAC is registered with the Ministry of Social Welfare under the Ministry of Social Welfare. SWAC was founded in 2000 by a group of dedicated mothers. Their dedication encouraged me to work with the individuals with autism and other disabilities. Actually, there is none a single person in my family or relatives who have autism or other disabilities. Actually, their dedication encouraged me, and I enjoyed my job. It has offered me the opportunity to work for the disadvantaged groups of our community. Giriphul-project main orientation is the indigenous community at Rangamat Hill District. The main focuses of our project are to empower the individuals with autism and other disabilities in this area. Project promotes the talents and passions of these students through music, dance, art, and sports. Project also gives emphasis on the human rights of the individuals with disabilities. I joined the SWAC as an administrative officer in 2000. Initially, I was not satisfied with my job because that time disability or autism issue were totally unknown issues and was not properly recognized. And it was neglected by the disabilities community, by the society. General public, even professional, were thinking that parents are guilty and they must have committed some serious crimes because their kids were disabled. When I was involved with the innovative mothers who started also the SWAC, I got to know their suffering. I realized that the children were innocent and they looked like angels. I also realized that the teachers were as important as their own mothers for them. All these things motivated me to continue at the SWAC. Though I had an opportunity to be a government official or to start in another prestigious job, I thought I needed to start working at SWAC to be able to do something special for humanity. From 2007, I have been involved in different development cooperation projects, and I think credit goes to Maria Helena, who was involved from 2004, and she's very much dedicated to our cause. I've become more aware of the many different social challenges in our society: lack of awareness, lack of professional expertise, negative social attitude, lack of disability laws and policies are the most challenging issues in our community. I believe that my work plays a significant role in helping the most vulnerable groups of our society. I can help to promote their human rights and develop their skills with proper education and possibilities. This all has inspired me to be involved with the SWAC for more than 18 years now. And I wish for many years, for years to come. And Giriphul is a very unique project in Bangladesh. And once again, I'd like to thank Marcus and Maria Helena for their positive involvement with us. Thank you, everybody.
So Maria Helena, could you tell a little bit more about the Giriphul-project? What is it about, and what are our plans for the future?
Yeah, just a minute. The main idea is that we help people, the local people, also the indigenous people and the Bengali people in the area, to get the support and hope that they need for a better future. As you know, the pandemic, it has robbed the basic safety of the people in the area, as it has happened everywhere in the world. So the school is a support network for many families and their youth. So the implementation of this project, it is historically significant, and it will have a major impact on Bangladesh disability policy. With the earlier project, what we've done with the SWAC, we were able to change the disability law so that, for example, autism is now part of the disability law in Bangladesh. And as I told you earlier, the local power culture has tried for centuries to suppress the rights of the people. So we have a huge, huge task in front of us. And the basic actions, like we are going to support the family networks, parents networks, like community-based rehabilitation methods, so that the whole families take part in the project activities. We educate the teachers as well, and parents same time. And we will have some awareness campaigns locally and globally. And that's why we are happy to have, for example, Kukunor and your networks with us. So we will be more internationally known with our cause. And unfortunately, we have only 1 year project time. So we have to apply again at next year. And at the moment, what I know so far in Finland, the government is going to reduce the development aid fund. So I really hope that within this 1 year, we will be able to do something. Well, we can do only what we can do, but something so major that they will grant us funds for the next 2 or 3 years to come. Please feel free to ask whatever you want to ask.
There's a question here on chat. How did the partnership between Finland and Bangladesh start?
Okay, it's a long history. It started actually because of me. I don't want to be selfish, but like I told you, I have a son with autism, and as a mother and as a human being, I was visiting Bangladesh. My ex-husband is from Bangladesh, and I was visiting a local autism school, and I saw that they were doing so huge work without any resources or support from anywhere, just raising fund, the group of dedicated mothers, what Mofijul was telling you about. So when I came back to Finland, I contacted several organizations in Finland, and they basically laughed at me, like, what is this one person's trial to help the world, like, you know. But then I found one organization, Finnish Association for Autism and Asperger Syndrome. They were interested. They showed green light to our initiative, and we got some funds from our ministry to visit Bangladesh, and made a baseline, project plan, and that's how it started. And then for the later phases like Live Vocational College took part, and they were interested to continue with us. And now we have a second project phase with them. We had one 2015, 2016, and now we have another 1 year to go. I hope I managed to answer to that question. We have a long history from 2004. First, I volunteered for 2-3 years, and after that, we got some funds to go from our ministry.
Alistair, you have your hand up. You have a question?
Yeah, I was just interested with that whole thing about you've bonded and you've created a project around a specific group and with a specific aim. Do you think that over time has that spread out in terms of any unintended consequences, any other things that have moved forward for wider parts of the community, or has it stuck pretty much to its core group?
Well, I think Mokujul, you would also answer that, being a Bangladeshi person and citizen, but I think we have made a huge impact in every level, and we have started all kinds of movements and like free willingly from people themselves, and we've been able to empower people. But of course, we are on the way. And for example, now we are in Rangamati area, which is like a special area protected by the United Nations. It's a very unique area. So not to do any damage. So we have to be very careful, like how do we deal with these people and how do we make our cause visible so that it doesn't hurt the sensitiveness of the culture. And they're very difficult issues, but I would like to discuss with you, especially in these.
Yeah, I think it would be really good to maybe do another session about creating some of these things, because I know that when Varun's been on from Manavidea, a lot of the work that they've been doing over the past 30 years is about empowering the people who are the least powerful in communities with no resources. And it's just, as you were talking, I thought there's a great synergy there between, and people laughing at you saying, this is just how the system works. You've just got to deal with what you're given, and you're just not accepting that and saying, hey, we're going to start with what we've got and we're going to work on it together and we're going to be hopeful and we're going to create something. So I just think that a lot of the time, those little sparks, they start off with one thing, but it feeds into another and people become more hopeful and get more opportunities. And I think it spreads organically, and then it convinces more people that change can happen. Because it's hard work. It's a lot of hard work to start from that position of brick walls. And I just think it's really great if we can support each other to say, how do we celebrate that? And how do we share as much of that stories so that other people don't feel as hopeless? Because I think too often people feel there's no point even starting, but the more stories we have, the better.
That's true.
Layla, you have your hand up. Do you have a question?
We have, it's really interesting system, but here in the United Kingdom, for autistic, we have a totally different system of how we work with them, how we work with autistic children in schools and in places. It is a totally different system of way they work.
Thank you very much, Layla. And if I can add on to what Alistair was saying, yes, I see this thing of common practice. This is the way it's always been. This is the way it's always going to be, as being one of the larger detriments to us having a good society. Like, nobody seems to see anything outside of this, and this is not good.
No, it's not.
Yes, Marcus, you have a question?
I've heard that you're using a lot of cultural methods and activities in Bangladesh. And would you like to elaborate what kind of things are you doing at the moment and what kind of things are developing?
Moffisin, would you like to answer? What kind of cultural methods and traditions you are using at your schools, our school, sorry. Microphone. Yeah.
As you know that individuals with autism and other disabilities can show their skills through art, music, dance, etc. But as you know, Giriphul-project is very unique project, and the students or beneficiaries who have been involved with these projects, they don't get any such kind of facilities. And like in Dhaka, we have a good music teachers, and she is good at to train our local students. And very recently, we recruited music and dance teacher from indigenous community, and there were also 2 other teachers, and they all know about the surroundings environment, even they know the students' skills, and through the guideline of the Finnish expert, and very recently we conducted several meetings how to train our students by the guideline of Finnish expert. And we are also trying to apply our local culture to train those students. And as you know that all teachers recruited from indigenous community, and by these teachers and Finnish experts guideline, we hope that we will be able to highlight their hidden talents through, especially through music, dance, arts, and sports. Yeah, Maria Helena can add something if you would like.
Yeah, thank you, Mofis. At the moment, this part of our project, we have another partner from Finland. It's called Resonare, a special music center, and we are very excited to have their also their initiative with us. They have a special way to teach music. They have a figure note system, and actually, we would like to bring the method to our schools because it really empowers everyone to play and be part of, something unique, with the realization and the special feeling that we all can do something. We all are good. We all are musical. We all have talents. They have made huge success in Finland and also internationally, but not yet in Bangladesh. So we are really, really excited to have their support to our project too. And actually, what we would like to do, we would like to raise funds so that we can get the teachers from Resonare to be part of our project and visit Bangladesh and bring their figure notes method to our students, because that's a revolution. You can change the whole world with it. So I'm really, really excited to have them in our project. Because our students at the SWAC schools, they sing and dance, and we have music teachers, but we are still lacking the methods how to teach and how to empower everyone to believe in their own talents. Not just that like when Resonare started, like when their first groups, when they had their first performances, everybody was telling them that they were thinking that they're not really playing, they're just holding the instruments and the music, it's like a background music coming from somewhere. Nobody believed that these people have the talents themselves and they're very good musicians. My own son plays in Resonare, a lot of difficulties, but he's a professional musician at the moment. So I would like to see the same movement happening globally, that we all are giving the chance. And oh, okay, I got carried away with this.
I would say that speaks to your passion. Thank you so much. Alistair, you have your hand up?
Sorry to butt in again, but it was just going to say as well, did everybody see that Elon Musk, when he was appearing on Saturday Night Live, he said that he, first time in public, that he was saying he's got Asperger's. And so I think it's another, I know we sometimes focus on celebrities or what have you, but it's another sign of people maybe being able to understand that when somebody is different, it doesn't mean less than. It just means that some people are better prepared for going in a more a certain path and being dedicated and focused on that than other people. And I mean, he's a bit of a divisive character. I'm not saying that he's my favorite person, but he's achieved quite a lot, and he's certainly driven. So I think it's that thing about the more that we understand and people are prepared to come out and say, hey, I've got autism, and it's not that it's a disability. It's just a different way of being wired. It's just difference. But it's interesting that we've still got some of these other groups saying light it up blue and stuff, who are kind of all about almost getting rid of autism, which is such a more negative message. Does your group come across that, people who are trying to kind of get rid of difference rather than just accept it and celebrate it?
Thank you very much, Alistair. And actually, there was a comment in the chat earlier in reference to what you mentioned about Elon Musk. Mar Aaron, I believe it was you. Would you like to speak?
Okay, I've said I've known some people with autistic spectrum. Most of them, I think, are Asperger's, and a couple of them are engineers. And Elon Musk came out with a diagnosis. So I was wondering if there is actually an advantage in some context to having autistic spectrum. And I don't mean it flippantly, but I just wonder if perhaps people that are focused and bookish in engineering because of Asperger's perhaps might be better at certain professions. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I'm exploring the possibility of what professions are those? I'm kind of looking for some answers to a general theory right now.
Thank you very much. Maria Helena, would you like to respond to that?
So if I understood correctly, you were asking are there special professions that are linked with people who have Asperger's syndrome? Did I understand correctly?
Well, not necessarily linked at the moment, but by example, people have success in certain disciplines or professions because of Asperger's or something. So I wonder if there may be a large overlap of engineers with Asperger's, or if there's other disciplines too.
Well, that's what they say, that people who are engineers, 89% of them, they have a sort of Asperger's syndrome. If you think about autism spectrum in general, it's always thought so that if there's the spectrum, so the Asperger's, they're the high functioning, then the other end, and the autistic people come somewhere there. But personally, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in categorizing even people among disabilities. I'm more high functioning. If I think from my personal life, my son has autism, his father has Asperger's syndrome. They say people with autism don't have empathy. My son has more empathy than anyone whom I ever know in this world. So sometimes these things, they might overlap or not. Or I think most of all, it depends on personality, and individuality. That's my answer. Of course, you can find certain commodities between high scientists like musicians or Mozart, Beethoven, Einstein. People say that they all had Asperger's, or did they have personality, or are they blended? I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Interesting talk.
Did anybody else have a question? Nicely, I see your hand up. Would you like to speak, please?
Yes, so I have a question, but also have a comment to the last sort of question. I was just thinking about what you were saying, Aaron, and what I thought about was that there are certain way a person's brain works that allows them the ability to focus more. You know, my brother is one of those kids, you know, I mean, not a kid anymore, but he never had to study for a test, right? Never. Aced every last test. I, on the other hand, who was thought to be the smartest one, I had to take notes, I had to study, I had to apply. He was never diagnosed. I was never diagnosed, but he is wired for certain things that I'm just not wired for. And I think there are ways. So if you think about it, someone who's on the spectrum, whether if that person has Asperger's, tends to end up being maybe not socially active when they're younger. So then they'll end up probably being more isolated, and they probably end up sort of like creating a higher level of discipline in certain levels. So if you look at being an engineer, it requires a lot of discipline and a lot of study time, right? Well, that person probably ended up sort of like part of the makeup of the mind, but also part of the social aspect creates this space for this person to really perfect whatever it is they are doing, because they have the ability to do that. So, because I mean, some of the best bakers I know, believe it or not, the two best bakers I know are both NASA scientists. Men. Middle age, well, now upper middle age white men that are NASA scientists, and they have both baked me a chocolate cake, and I am not easily pleased. And they bake the best chocolate cake I've ever had. And I have had a lot of chocolate cake, right? So I think, to me, that's kind of like what that is. But I have a question. Space cake, exactly. Best cake ever. I have a question because I heard at the beginning of the presentation, you talked about the people are indigenous. So I'm a little confused. What do you mean by the indigenous people of Bangladesh? I think I missed something.
Okay, thank you. I will explain you. They are indigenous people. They are not Bengali people. They belong to subgroups. They are like the tribal people there. There are many groups.
Okay.
In the area, yeah. They have like Chakmas, Tripuras. They are the original people who were living there before the Bengali settlers came.
That's kind of what I thought indigenous meant. So if they're the original people who were living there, okay. So, okay.
That's why I said like they're the most vulnerable people, because they are indigenous and disabled.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Did anyone else have a question? No, don't all rush me at once. Yes, Marcus.
Maria Helena and Morphis, what would you like to see in the future? What is the action we can create together to support Giriphul and to link you with other people around the world, perhaps through No Labels, No Walls Citizen Network and all of us here today?
Well, we have been thinking about that a lot, like what would be the future and how do we involve you and other communities to our work, and what is the challenge that we want to give us. And I was thinking, I don't know, Mofiso, how you feel about it, but I was thinking like, because we are dealing with such a sensitive group, so how how to discuss these issues when there is no common language, and things that are taboo and sacred, and how to change these things like positively without destroying anything. That's one of the challenges. And then another, when we started to plan this project, we wanted to bring there like a group of international volunteers. And now we all know that we have the COVID-19 everywhere. So what about a group of digital volunteers? We were talking with Markus. He gave an idea to us that how about collecting a group of digital volunteers to work with us. Markus, what do you think? Are you still online?
Yeah, of course. At these times, as we are not able to move one place to another, and digital volunteers would be best for all of us, especially for indigenous centers. Yeah.
So I actually have a question. I am like a big believer in that when I go into a space, I prefer to train the people who are already there on how to do what it is that I am bringing in instead of bringing my own people to do it. Because I think a lot of times, no matter how much I learn about the culture, there's always something I'm going to miss. And there are a lot of, in many cultures, especially indigenous cultures, there are a lot of practices that are also mixed with religious beliefs and ideas. And then it becomes very, very difficult for me, an outsider, to understand what those things are and go forward. And so my question is, are you bringing in people to train the indigenous people so that they can do the work themselves? And that your team would be in the kind of like that driving force, but not the face of the work that's being done?
Yeah, something like that. That's what we are trying to do. Give the voice to the people, like not to be the face, as you put it. And like what I was telling you about the taboos and beliefs, like what we need to overcome and face. We try to raise the awareness, like for example, that the local people there believe that the disabilities, they sort of spread from person to person. Like if you have a Down syndrome, you can spread it to another person. So it's there are a lot of taboos and beliefs, all kinds of beliefs, and even our teachers, they have to face those superstitious beliefs everywhere. When they leave the job, they sort of carry the job all the time within them. I mean the sort of negative side of it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to explain.
Oh no, I totally do. I totally do. I mean, because I deal with many different communities that also have those beliefs that are so ingrained, and a lot of those beliefs is technically what's actually killing the community. It's because a lot of those beliefs, they are myth. They're not really based on anything we know to be true, but they are very tightly held beliefs that are really hard to change. And so how do we approach that? I mean, do you reach out to the elders? I'm like a believer of like going to the elders and making allies with the people that have the ability to change the mindset of the people that you're working with?
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be done, and that's what we are doing. We have contact with the local elders of the the indigenous. The tribal is a bad name. The indigenous elders. Regular meetings with them, and
okay. Thank you. And thank you for the work that you guys are doing.
Yes, thank you very much. That was amazing. Did anybody else have a question? James, you're either clapping or you have your hand up. What's it going to be?
I was going to go with clapping, actually. It's been really great hearing everyone's contributions. Yeah.
So grateful. Thank you so much. And it has been brought to my attention that I get to choose the person who co-hosts next week. And I see so many shiny faces. I just don't know which bright light to choose, honestly. Delphin, would you like to co-host next week?
Let me say congratulations first for Marija. Is this the name, Marija?
Yeah, we say Maria.
Yeah, Maria, for the work. It's a great work.
Thank you.
And about me, I would like first to know very well exactly to participate even to 3 or 4 sessions in order to know exactly how our debates leading. It will allow me to prepare myself in order to present a session. Yeah.
I understand.
So I would like first to learn, to know. For example, today I'm able to I've cut something from Maria, and I can see how others presenting their work, their organization, and whatever they do. Yeah, that's.
Well, thank you very much, Delphin. Sorry to throw you in the deep end so quick. I'll find somebody else. There's lots of shiny people here today.
Thank you so much.
Let me see. How about you, Linda? Would you like to co-host next week? You are muted. Yay! Linda's gonna do it next week. Whoop whoop! Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
I'm excited. Anyway, I will hand the meeting back over to the person that it belongs to now. Hey, Marcus.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, and thank you so much, Maria Helena and Mofio. Please stay in contact with us. Join No Labels, No Walls Facebook group. Join Citizen Network members group. Please follow CNTV on YouTube, where you have all these wonderful programs. Thank you so much, Festival of Debate, of letting us join your wonderful Citizen Fest this year. Remember that we are meeting every Monday, so every Monday is an Action Monday, and next Monday we will have Justice Art Coalition from United States. So stay tuned and join us next week. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful week.
I'll see you tomorrow, Key.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.